If you're tossing kitchen scraps into a bin without understanding the balance of carbon, nitrogen, moisture, and airflow, you're not just slowing down decomposition, you're actively inviting pests, bad odors, and a nutrient-poor end product that does more harm than good when it hits your soil. Honestly, I see this all the time in backyard gardens and raised beds. People assume compost is easy and can't fail, but sloppy composting leads to anaerobic pockets, ammonia smells, and a finished product that barely feeds your plants. Today, I'll show you exactly how to compost kitchen scraps at home so you actually get rich, biologically active compost that feeds your garden. And if you're serious about precision, I'll also mention a tool I use to hit the right temperatures every time. The link is in the description. Composting isn't magic, it's chemistry and biology. The first thing you need to know is that composting is just a controlled microbial process. The bacteria and fungi feeding on your kitchen scraps need the right mix of greens and browns, the right moisture, and enough oxygen to thrive. If any of these are off, decomposition slows, smells develop, or your compost goes slimy. For kitchen waste, your greens are vegetable peels, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and eggshells. Your browns are shredded cardboard, paper, dry leaves, and straw. A good starting ratio by volume is about 2 parts browns to 1 part greens. In a small backyard bin that might look like a layer of cardboard scraps, roughly 3 to 4 inches thick, followed by a layer of vegetable peelings 1 to 2 inches thick, then repeat. Layering isn't just decorative, it prevents rot. I can't tell you how many gardeners just dump everything together and wonder why it smells like ammonia after a week. Layering your kitchen scraps between carbon-rich materials creates air pockets, helps absorb excess moisture, and prevents anaerobic rot. In raised beds, I'll actually dig small compost trenches about 6 to 8 inches deep, layering browns and greens right in the planting rows before covering them lightly with soil. This method reduces odor, speeds up microbial activity, and the nutrients leach directly to your plant roots. Moisture control is everything. Don't overdo it. People often overcompensate and keep their compost piles soggy. Think of your compost like a wrung-out sponge. It should be damp but not dripping. In hot, dry conditions, I'll add water incrementally while turning the pile to distribute moisture evenly. In small indoor bins, a simple spray bottle works. For larger outdoor piles, a hose with a gentle spray or a watering can is enough. Too much water and your pile goes anaerobic. Too little and microbial activity stalls. Temperature is really the silent driver of success in composting. If you're serious about reliable compost, you need to pay attention to temperature. Hot composting, where your pile hits between 130 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 55 to 70 degrees Celsius, speeds up decomposition, kills most pathogens, and accelerates microbial activity. I personally use a heavy-duty compost thermometer for this. The RioTemp heavy-duty compost thermometer has a 36-inch stem and a large, easy-to-read dial, which is just perfect for both backyard piles and raised beds. I've tested it in both winter and summer, and honestly, it's rugged, accurate, and built to last. Using a thermometer prevents guessing and ensures your compost reaches the temperatures necessary for safe, nutrient-rich results. You can find the link in the description if you want to check it out. Now, turning isn't optional, it's essential. If your compost never gets turned, you're slowing down decomposition drastically. I turn my outdoor piles once every 5 to 7 days when active, using a pitchfork to mix layers from the outside in. This redistributes moisture, aerates the pile, and makes sure all materials reach the right temperature. For smaller bins, I use a compost tumbler and rotate it every couple of days. In raised beds, turning is a bit lighter. I'll mix the top 6 to 8 inches with a garden fork to incorporate new kitchen scraps without disturbing plant roots. Don't ignore particle size, bigger isn't better. Chopping up kitchen scraps is really crucial. Large chunks of melon rind or carrot tops can take weeks to decompose fully and slow down microbial action around them. I always chop or shred scraps to roughly 1 to 2 inch pieces before adding them. This increases surface area, speeds decomposition, and ensures a uniform compost texture. Eggshells are a special case. I crush them really fine to prevent them from sitting undigested for months. Now, let's talk about avoiding the most common compost mistakes. Some advice you hear online is honestly a bit misleading. For instance, people often say, never add meat or dairy. While it's true these attract pests in outdoor bins, small amounts in a well-managed, turned pile are fine if you're hot composting and monitoring temperatures. Another tip I correct constantly: coffee grounds are acidic, don't use them. In practice, coffee grounds are a green material and are perfectly safe for your compost when balanced with enough browns. What actually works best is understanding your pile's balance and adjusting accordingly. Finishing and applying your compost for maximum benefit is key. Your compost is ready when it's dark, crumbly, and earthy smelling. This can take anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks, depending on pile size, ingredients, and temperature. In raised beds, I mix finished compost 1 to 2 inches deep into the soil before planting. For backyard vegetable gardens, I spread 2 to 3 inches on the soil surface as a mulch, which slowly leaches nutrients and supports soil life. For hydroponic systems, I actually make a liquid compost tea using finished compost, letting beneficial microbes proliferate, which can be added directly to nutrient solutions for a microbial boost. And using kitchen scraps smartly in urban spaces is totally doable. Even in apartments, you can compost effectively. A small worm bin handles most kitchen scraps. Shredded paper, egg cartons, and vegetable peelings provide a balanced diet for worms. Keep the bin in a cool, ventilated spot and harvest worm castings every few weeks. The resulting vermicompost is incredibly nutrient-rich and perfect for potted plants, indoor greens, or balcony gardens. Why do serious gardeners need to monitor, not guess? At this point, it's really tempting to just let it rot. But the reality is that if you're serious about soil health and plant performance, monitoring temperature, moisture, and composition is what separates effective composters from people wasting time and scraps. A reliable compost thermometer like the Rio Temp I mentioned makes this simple, and honestly, it pays for itself in healthier plants and faster composting. Composting at home isn't complicated once you understand the science and follow these steps. Balance your greens and browns, control moisture, monitor temperature, chop scraps, and turn your pile regularly. Do this consistently, and your kitchen waste turns into a goldmine for your garden, improving soil structure, feeding plants, and boosting yields. If you want more practical, experience-driven strategies for serious gardening, subscribe to Farm Logic and turn on notifications. Every video is designed to help you grow better food with less guesswork and more results. And don't forget, the Rio Temp compost thermometer link is in the description if you want to bring precision and consistency to your composting. Turn your kitchen scraps into garden gold, and you'll see the difference in your plants, raised beds, and even your hydroponic setups. Share this video with anyone who's serious about growing nutrient-dense food at home.